So hello everyone, welcome to the new vlog. I hope you have watched previous video and enjoyed it. If not, then you can go and watch that video, which was regarding the nature walk at UAB, one of the event organized by my university, UAB Barcelona. For some people who do not know, I came to Barcelona to Spain for the very first time, and now I'm here in the university campus, you can say Plaza Civica. Why? Because there is an event which is called Treasure Hunt at UAB, organized by ESN UAB. So we'll see what happens in this event. That is the meeting point. You can notice some people are there, so we'll see the experience and share the information part as well. So this is how this area looks like, you can see here, and that's the meeting point. Although how I came to the university, when the very first time I came here, I got my ESN card, and then there was a campus tour, so I made vlogs regarding that as well, so you can go and watch that videos. Although I'll try to put their link as well in the description, so you can refer that as well. And for this event I registered via form. It's a, you can say, free event at the campus, and it starts at 5 o'clock. You can say at this place, this is the meeting spot.
To know where we're going next, then we'll go there and we'll do something. Okay, so to start with, we're going to split in two groups. So two groups, like two of the same group.
You can see Miriam is also here now in this square where we are currently. So now if I tell you what is happening is that it's like a tour, but in Treasure Hunt we are going to different spots and doing different activities. So we are at this spot where we started our UAB nature walk, if you have watched previous vlog, and now in a circle we are introducing ourselves, where we come from, what we study, to get to know people around here. So this is the circle that you can see here. So now if I tell you one information that I got, this library is also called Hemeroteca. Why? Because it has books like libraries, but also have some papers related to the field of communication. So that's also quite interesting. And now one game has been assigned to us which we are playing. So we were asked to make group of 3 or 4 and then have to discuss a gossip and then tell one by one. So we made a group and then we discussed one of the gossips which is happening around the world, and then we are telling to each other. So like this, standing in a circle, and one by one we are communicating that right in front of this Hemeroteca or library, you can say. So now from that side we are going this way. We have been asked that we are going near to a place where people study law, and I think now here we'll have our second activity. You can see some people stopped here. So now here at this point we had this activity, people were standing in the circle, and now we were asked to tell our opinion regarding what we prefer, country, like living in the city or countryside, and everyone presented their opinion. And now from here we have been asked to move towards the building of communication, which I'll show you now. You can see from here to that side. So now we are moving to the next point. So it's like we are doing kind of a campus tour with a set of activities here. So we'll see what's the next activity is. Like sometimes we have to present our opinion, sometimes we play some games or introduce ourselves, so it varies. So you see now we are going up there towards the faculty or building of communication. So now at this place, what game we played, it's similar to one of the ice breaking games that we played in the ice breaking event by ESN UAB. So here we were standing in a circle and we were asked, like suppose the person who is in the middle will point at one person, that person will go down, and the other two people have to guess, have to tell each other's name. Whoever tells the name first wins and the other person goes out. So that's the game that we played. So we introduced each other names, and one by one, they were pointing, the person goes down and other person has to say the name of the other person, and that was really fun to know. You can say somehow I won this game, but I don't know how, because one by one people were getting out, and they were asking names again and again, but it's a good activity to know name. And now we are going from here, you can see, towards that end, and I've been here towards this end for the very first time, so you can explore different faculty buildings as well. And now here you can notice faculty of medicine, and now from this end we are going downstairs. Although this is not the faculty where I study, but it's good to know, and through this vlog you also got the idea. If you are coming here to study medicine, then this is the building for you. Also you can watch the UAB tour video as well. So let's go towards our destination point, which is right there, I guess. Now we are entering this building here, and now from that end finally we came here. You must have seen in the tour video as well, there is one cafeteria there as well. This is the faculty of science or bioscience, you can say here, and now we are staying here for some activity. So now here at this point we played some mathematical games, like they gave some calculations and we had to calculate some mathematical operations. That was quite different. Now we are walking straight. You can see some people are already there, and we also took our photo there, so it was fun in a way. So from here, looking at this cafeteria, we'll go to the other end. So this is the faculty building, you can see, and also I think if we go straight we'll reach to SAF, which is one of the activity places here at UAB. So finally we came out of that building and now going towards our next spot. And now you notice finally we are here. There is the faculty of letters and I think psychology, and this is the auditorium where we had our welcome session, you can say. Now here, look at this rainbow view as well, looks so good. So although it started here little raining, you can say here, but there was a game that we played, like we have been given one sentence and we had to say that in our own language. So I said in Hindi, someone said in French, someone said in Romanian. So that was quite interesting, you know, like the sentence, if I tell you, here is where knowledge and language meet together with educative offer as big as diverse. So that was the sentence and that we had to translate in our own languages. Now we are moving further from here. You can see the weather looks so good. So now after that we came to this place, you can say the knowledge square, I think it is called here, and here we had one activity. So we had to play, or you can say show the dance, and also sing or play a song from our country where we come from. So I play a Hindi song, or from an Indian song, you can say. People played the songs from their respective countries, so that was also fun, you know. You get to know different cultural backgrounds as well. And now we are moving to the other place. From this side you can see, and now we are finally again at this Plaza Civica, you can say, back here. So finally here we got one sticker, you can see, and also some gummies. So as you can see, it's raining quite good at this place, and here is where our event got ended. We went to several places. We started from Plaza Civica and then came back there again, and there were different set of activities. I tried to share the experience and the information, what kind of activities they were. And also now it started raining, although I think we had to go to some other places, but here we got like a sticker, some gummies, and we enjoyed that. So I hope with me also you got to experience this, you can say, treasure hunt event. It's more like getting to know people, you know, who are new to the city, or some people who are new to the university. They joined this event, the people who are doing exchange as well. So it's good to know them, different cultural background, through the medium of activities, whether it's translation, whether it's through music. But I think it's all good to know things from different nationalities as well. So I think I'll end this vlog now by thanking everyone, especially ESN UAB as well, for organizing this event. So rest, you know, like, comment, share, subscribe. It doesn't take much time. Bye bye, ciao ciao, namaste, chalo, adios. See you in new day, new vlog. Also, you can go to different playlists and watch videos according to your interest. Now you can also go to new playlists related to Barcelona, related to Spain, to watch videos accordingly whenever you get time. Bye bye.